Let me say this. Since you are flexing, you are the guys that do the real research, so you're flexing, right? Team in quotes, because this is what they do, and I'll tell you more about why this is actually a compliment. He's giving me a compliment with this. Begrudgingly, of course, but thank you for the compliment. Here's the thing, man. I never, ever, know thyself, flex academic credentials. But because you are now doing the gatekeeping, you are saying, well, we are the expert, we do the real research, you guys don't know anything, so stop speaking and let us speak. Since you're gonna do that, then I am gonna flex our credentials, since you're trying to attack my credibility. This is called poisoning the well, by the way, and character assassination attempt, of course. In the team that you put in quotes, I have an Egyptologist PhD, I have an anthropologist with a postdoctoral degree, I have a classicist with a master's degree. What do you have? Again, I never do this, but when people are gonna do what he's trying to do, then I will. Because if it's a regular person, but they're being decent and they're being honest, if they tell me, hey, look, I've studied this subject because I really like it, I don't have a degree, but I have opinions, I'll be like, yeah, sure, so let's sit down, let's have a coffee. I'll be more than happy to listen to you. I would never try to use high academic degrees to try and shame people into silence like he's trying to do without the degrees. That is because there are people that are really intelligent, but maybe they couldn't afford a degree. I'm not going to use the lack of wealth against them, because maybe they did put a lot of research. What do I know? But because he is trying to do that, then I'm going to ask you, know thyself. What degrees do you have? Also, while you're at it, why don't you show your face? And stop using the AI voice you're probably using if you are like Mr. Imhotep. And I know for a fact he's using an AI voice because I found it. I found it. My team members, exception be the anthropologists, show their face, name, on screen, full qualifications. If you've got nothing to hide, show your face and show us your qualifications, since you are the gatekeepers of truth and we shouldn't speak unless we agree with you. This is cult mentality. I do not belong to your cult, therefore I'm not limited by your dogma. And now that we have declared formal war, I will start debunking your videos. It's just that you're low in my priority list. The team thing is fascinating to me. It's clearly a coping mechanism. It's a denial. How is it possible that he has a team and they disagree with my cult? But the problem is that the team is there. But for a moment, let's entertain this silly accusation that they do. Let's pretend for a second that the team doesn't exist. The people, they're just paid actors that appeared on screen, and there is no team behind my production like they accuse me of. Oh, the team of astronauts, he doesn't have a team. Okay, let's say for a second that that's true. You know what that would mean? That would mean that every single researched video on my channel is my production and my research alone. It would also mean that while doing all of that research, scripting, editing and filming, I'm still capable of posting 30 times a month on the main channel, 30 times a month on the second channel, and up to 2 weeks ago, 30 times a month on my gaming channel, while doing live streaming for gaming on Twitch and going live on the Metatron's channel between 15 to 20 times a month. All on my own.
Thank you for the compliment. Know thyself. I'll take it.
Let's continue. You are wrong and a You can't even spell it. Yeah, I lie a lot, you're right, in the sense that I love lying in bed at night after having made so much money off of your hate. I love it because I can turn on the TV, the PS5 you paid for, and yeah, and I lie in bed. Oh gosh, L-I-E-R. Yeah, I'm sure your level of education is so high. I love it. I love it. Love it. Here's another one. The Bo Valentino 5000. We, as the Afrocentric community, have responded. The name of the channel is Know Thyself. I'm not going to make fun of this one because there is no hatred. And as I say, I don't have a problem with the Afrocentric community as a whole. I have a problem with the Afro-racists. He doesn't seem to be a part of the Afro-racist sub-community. Therefore, I have no problems with him. Now, given we have just demonstrated that Know Thyself is not a trustworthy source of information, but here we are. Cosmic Realm, bruh, y'all, I thought you needed to put an apostrophe there, swear you ain't, without an apostrophe, out to steal African history, but you are. This debate is disproven easily, but I'll desist here, as they're not fit trolls and any real ammo. Yeah, how convenient. You could disprove everything easy. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like one of those people who take 3 lessons of Aikido or Judo or whatever the heck, and then they say, oh yeah, I could totally take on and destroy any MMA brute. I could do it easily. I just don't do it because I don't feel like it. I just don't want to kill them. That's the reason why I don't do it. Yeah, okay. Well, until you do it, first and foremost, you would have to prove this accusation that I'm trying to steal African history. You are the ones that are trying to say everyone was black. And this is a fact. I'm just saying that white people were white. I'm not even saying that the Egyptians were white. This is how stupid these people that are getting triggered are. If you watch my video, I specifically state that I do not believe the ancient Egyptians were white. I don't say that. However, I also don't believe that they were all black, and that's what triggers them because it's outside their dogma of their cult. I still think ancient Egyptians were Nubians. That's fine, but the ancient Egyptians would disagree with you. Nah, everyone got it wrong. The ancient Egyptians were actually Mexicans. Ooh, what have we got here? Well, what we've got here is a lot of exclamation points, my friend. What a day. Ben Israel 3030. This is so sad that you continue to spread lies, and another thing is sad that you want to take someone else's identity that is true. Right. Let me translate this. Lies means I disagree with him and he cannot stand it. Also because he isn't capable to reject anything I say on this video. It's a 19-minute video. There's quite a lot of stuff that goes into it. And I'm reading actual research material from the University of Florence, among other things. But they're all lies. Right? Because that's what they do. Oh gosh, he's saying something, but it's not what I believe, so there must be a lie. You see, this is the type of people that the likes of Know Thyself profits of. Because he will pander to these people, selling them lies, so that he can make money. And they will believe him because they're being pandered. So Know Thyself, who's doing it for the views now? Next. Oh my gosh, someone on the chopped off noses. That nonsense. Yeah, I will address this. I'm gonna make a dedicated video though. We don't trust your European studies. You see, it's always anti-European sentiment. It's always about I don't trust you because of the color of your skin. These people are the real racists. I'm a real anti-racist. These people are racists. Go into the Afrocentric community, open the channels, and find one. Then whenever they say something like, oh, Europeans don't want you to know this, white people stealing this and that, is there any a disclaimer? Have you ever found a disclaimer into one of their videos where they say, guys, this is not about races, this is not about ethnicity, I don't hate white people, I think we're all brothers and sisters, please don't go and harass channels that disagree with me, I do not condone. Is there any disclaimer like that? Never, because they feed off of that. Me, however, I've just told you what I say on every upload that has to do with anything that involves Africa. I do that. Since the very first video that went viral, 1 million plus views, and they hate me for it. Since that very video, I was saying, guys, this is not black versus white. In fact, I want to unite with my white and black brothers just to look for the truth based on the documented evidence. That's how I started it. They never do these kind of disclaimers because they want this. They love this. Because it's how they get the views.